Bosnian Pyramid in city of Visoko in country of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Central Europe, 1 hour north from the capital city of Sarajevo, site of the 1984 Winter Olympics, is certainly one of the biggest, if not the biggest pyramid in the world that we have found today. It's not Giza Pyramid, of course, it's one of the smallest ones, but it's the Bosnian Pyramid. It's 33,600 years old, and it was discovered by a remarkably intelligent, well-read, well-traveled, and expert in ancient civilizations, Dr. Semir Osmanagich, a Bosnian gentleman who has a PhD in Mayan studies, and he specializes in ancient civilizations and the pyramids. This is a guy that traveled the world and literally visited every pyramid out there. He got his degree in PhD in the United States. But he's the author of about 18 different books that were translated into dozens of different languages. And I own about 9 of them, I believe, or maybe 10. I've read them. I've met Dr. Semir Osmanagich a couple different times. We had wonderful conversations in person and on the phone and in an email. And he's an extremely, extremely intelligent individual, quite authentic. One of the most authentic individuals in the ancient civilizations research and studies. And this particular pyramid consists of multiple different areas. It's not just one. There's multiple pyramids there in this town of Visoko. They're all artificial, none are nature made. They're huge, huge, huge in size, just incredibly powerful and big. And there's an outdoor park also that's been created. There are spiritual retreats. There's platform with pillars for meditations, for different performances, for dance competitions, a variety of different spiritual practices. There's hundreds of different hiking trails and hiking paths all throughout the forest. So this pyramid is just surrounded by nature. And it's a wonderful place to connect with fellow humans, not just Bosnians, but other people that come from all around the world, all around Europe. I mean, there's 350 volunteers who work there annually. So thousands, tens of thousands of different visitors that come from all different places and parts of Europe and also all around the world. I mean, I'm Canadian, I went there a couple of times, so I met tons of Canadians there, tons of Americans there. So it's a fascinating place. It's a place where a lot of celebrities come too, to gain their own meditation, to gain their own energy, including #1 world tennis player, Djoko Nokovic. The pyramid structures there that are on site consists of obviously the main one, so the Pyramid of the Sun, which is the largest one that's within all of the pyramids created. It's almost like this circle, but there's also Pyramid of the Moon, Pyramid of Love, Pyramid of Dragon. And I've studied pyramids for a very long time. I've visited some pyramids, including this one, including Giza pyramids and pyramids within the Egypt. But this is certainly the biggest one. And I've been to the Bosnian Pyramid site now twice, so 2019 and 2021, November of 2021. And each time I went, I had a great experience, obviously. And a lot of different researchers from around the world were there with many different PhDs, and they all agree, obviously, these pyramids are very artificial in nature. It has 4 corners between all sides, so perfectly shaped 4 corners, 4 sides. Nature doesn't make this. Different corners, so they have triangle faces, same shape, same slope from the bottom to the top. So geometrically speaking, this in fact is a very real, authentic pyramid structure. Some mountain did not create this. The compass itself, so there's so much different testing that was done on site, and it's all visible. Very transparent, these guys are. They're all visible in the museum, but it shows that the main front side, it faces towards the north, just like we see the Great Pyramid of Giza. The other obviously faces towards the south, one on each side goes to west and east. And with most pyramids, authentic pyramids, we see that they always face towards the cosmic north, because the creators of all these pyramids on latitude 30 and other places knew already the dimensions of Earth before they even created them. So we have this pyramid compared to, let's say, the Giza Pyramid, and most people think the Giza Pyramid is the biggest one. That's not true. The Red Pyramid, that's not true. Red Pyramid in Egypt is actually the oldest one, older than the Giza Great Pyramid. But the Great Pyramid of Giza it's okay. It's kind of boring. Not as exciting as the Bosnian Pyramid, of course, because it's surrounded by so much nature and multiple pyramids all around it, not to mention underground tunnels. And I've done videos on Giza pyramids and pyramids in general, 3 different videos. 4th video was done on Sphinx. So I quite understand in my own education and my awareness and my knowledge and my understanding of what pyramids are, what are they actually used for, and they were never used for burying some dead kings and queens. That's just a lie that Egyptology tells us. Obviously within the Great Pyramid, we would see the same type of structure all around the pyramids that are all around the world, created by the very same creators. But the Bosnian Pyramid also consists of the very same type of blocks. It's just that they're rectangular blocks made out of pebbles and stones and rocks. And they're bonded together, like almost glued together by water. And that's water from the base of the pyramid, with yellow that's in color, which was made almost to look like clay. And this is not the very first time that we see this when it comes to pyramid building. We obviously see this also in Mexico. Mexico's got a tremendous amount of pyramids. They use sandstone and granite in their own pyramids. In Guatemala, we see that there's pyramids that are using volcanic stone. In Peru, we see adobe bricks, meaning earth and organic materials combined together. In Egypt, obviously, we've seen the limestone, we've seen granite, but mainly it's all limestone. So limestone, that's not even from Cairo, by the way. It has nothing to do with being from Cairo. But these pyramids are all man-made, regardless of which we look at, even all across Peru, or in Petra, Jordan, or in China. China's got tons of pyramids, but none of them are made by nature. Pyramids in general are not made by nature. They were made way before humans even got here. But the rectangular blocks within the main Bosnian pyramid, it's precisely 4.5 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, approximately 45 centimeters thick. And they weigh anywhere between 7 to 40 tons. No one could have lifted that. Just like the Giza pyramid stones that are up to 200 tons, no one could have lifted that. The unique thing with the Bosnian pyramid is that there's not just one layer of these blocks, there's 4 layers. So 4 separate layers per side. And I had a chance to touch, feel, grab, measure, test. With my own equipment, I brought some of these layers. I've got videos on it. I mean, these are incredibly powerful pieces of stone. They have leaves that were found as an organic material in the between third and fourth layer when they were tested. Obviously, it was an organic material, so we can test it. And the results came from Kiev, which is in Ukraine, and the age of this particular leaf was 29,200 years old. So this pyramid wasn't made 3, 4, 5, or 6,000 years ago, just like we're not 4, 5,000, 6 years old as humans. When the samples of the actual stone blocks and their rocks, the pebbles themselves, were sent to be analyzed, they were sent at the time by the Dr. Semir to 7 different universities across Europe, including France and Czech Republic, Czechoslovakian Republic, including Bosnia and Serbia and Slovenia and so forth. They kind of went all around, and these were all artificially made. The test came, these are artificially made stones, over 30,000 years old. So the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is estimated, plus and minus, to be at 33,600 years old. That's a fact. That's already been proven. So the Bosnian Pyramid really, in essence, it's just a wonderful, powerful place to see this unique example of what ancient civilizations created using levitation and other techniques. The technologies that were gifted to them. So Mother Nature clearly does not produce perfectly cut stones and rectangular shaped stones and blocks. So we know that. So obviously humans didn't make this, as we're told, by the primitive educational system 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. Not to mention the Bosnian Pyramid itself has underground tunnels. There's over 3.6 kilometers of underground man-made tunnels called Ravne tunnels. And they kind of connect all of these structures together, and the passageways and the tunnels, and they're just filled with tremendous amount of quartz and iron. And we obviously know that iron generates electromagnetic field, but all these tests are also present on site, including the water tests, the high pH levels of the water, the tunnel water that's found there. And the water under the Bosnian Pyramid it's very much alive. And from studying water, we all know that obviously water has consciousness, it's alive. Not the tap water necessarily, it's been killed by the processing system, but real natural water, spring water, it has full consciousness just like I do. And observing the map of these pyramids in the Bosnia and the region itself, I mean, I had a chance to look at the map from a few different perspectives, but the Pyramid of the Sun, Moon, and Dragon, the 3 main pyramids, they're actually created and placed in perfect triangle with 2,180 meters in between. So 2,180 meters separations between these 3 pyramids. So someone was designing these 3 pyramids in Bosnia, these 3 structures from above, looking from above, who already knew the area of Bosnia, the area of Europe, who already knew how to design it, why to design it there in the first place. These designers were so intelligent and advanced, off-planet obviously, that were already knew the calculations of the Earth, the calculations of that region in order to even place these 3 pyramids, man-made pyramids, artificial pyramids, non-natural pyramids, put them all together and put exact calculations in between. And these technologies that were used there as testing equipment, there's so many, I hear about them all the time, the PRP technology, and they looked at different recordings, energetic fields in the area, they compared them to that. and on site and on the pyramid itself. I mean, the energy is just extremely high, extraordinarily off the charts. It's like going on top of a mountain in Sedona. The Bosnian Pyramid really is a gigantic energy machine. That's exactly what it is, which has been measured and tested by a variety of different scientific equipment and different experts, but mainly with equipment. There's a constant energy flow itself, and the mountain, the Bosnian pyramids are alive. They have full consciousness. They're alive, just like the water is alive there in the Ravne tunnels, which is the underneath tunnels. And this water has such rich pH levels that I've never seen here in Canada. And I had a chance to bring some over in these little tiny little bottles as a souvenir. And over the years, hundreds and hundreds of experts have gone to Bosnia to attend these pyramids. PhD scientists and engineers and telecommunication engineers and federal agents, intelligence agents, just experts, and experts of all experts. They all came with the same conclusion. Pyramid is absolutely real, the energy is real, they're not nature-made. And these testimonials and the pictures of each visitor, of these experts, is blown up in these massive posters. And they're all over the pyramid. Everywhere you go, there's a poster of an expert who said his statement and the date when he arrived of his visit. The modern history we see today, the man-made, fake-made religions, the cult religions, that brainwash us all, that humans are 5,000-6,000 years old, made by some monkeys and Big Bang Theory hoax. There's no evidence to that, of course. There's tremendous amount of evidence that we're quite older than that. Pyramids prove that. The Turkey site, Göbekli Tepe, 12,000, 13,000 years old, man-made. So obviously we're not just 5,000, 6,000 years old. Those are just religious lies. But the Bosnian Pyramid is a pure example that ancient civilization built that, who had assistance by someone, of course, to have such precise calculations. We've seen this by Mayans. We've seen this going back to Atlantis and Lemuria. We've seen this in Zoltecs. We've seen this really, that these builders already had the knowledge of the cosmos. Well, the question is really how, but this is where ancient studies have to be taken seriously for humans to study this for many years. And this Bosnian pyramid was built obviously by a group who had a purpose, who had assistance by advanced technology and civilization, levitation technology. And aside from Bosnia, the same type of pyramids, same precise type of structures, we do see all over the world, really. Not just in Egypt. Egypt just one, but we see it in Mexico, in China, Peru, Australia. There's 250 or so pyramids in China alone. 150 pyramids in Giza, including the Giza Pyramid, the Great Pyramid, the Red Pyramid. We've got 220 pyramids in Sudan. We've got 40 in Sicily. One's in Canada, but it's missing the top. 300 in Peru, 3 in Spain, 5 in Italy, 16 in Greece. These are all built tens and hundreds of thousands of years old. The very same way, same structure, same cutting of the stones, where you cannot put a credit card in between the two stones. Pyramids in general were never made as some casket, burial site, some mausoleum. That is the biggest lie. And for a fact, I can tell you that being in Giza and done 3 videos on Giza, not a single mummy was ever found inside of the Great Pyramid. No humans were buried there. No humans were buried in the Bosnian Pyramid. They were all built because of energy machines to maintain health, to maintain clean water and air and nature, to last generations and generations and generations for the good purpose, for benevolent purposes. And some pyramids across the world were also created to correct the wobble of the planet and to fix the planet being off balance. And yes, of course, and not all, just a few. And pyramids at that time, when they were created, were also acting heavily as stargates, which allowed beings from other star systems to travel back and forth. So these advanced civilizations, they're described in ancient text as the gods, not God, that's a religious word, gods with an S at the end. Fire in the sky, crafts in the sky. This is mentioned in the Bible hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So pyramids are really just a great example of what an powerful energy machine is, with a design and a schematic from somewhere that's not from Earth. And in conclusion, I think that Dr. Semir Osmanagich has over the years proven his expertise and his research. He's top 3 researcher of the pyramids, period. Eric von Dinken is another, Graham Hancock's another, in my opinion. But the Bosnian pyramid, it's absolutely authentic, so popular that I've never met more strangers and more people from different countries on site at the same time who brought their own research, who brought their own evidence, their own testing equipment. There was tripods and lasers and x-ray machines everywhere. Anyone who's really desiring to get to know an ancient pyramid, an ancient built pyramid, ancient civilization pyramid, this mysterious pyramid that's absolutely artificial in nature. I definitely recommend that they go to Bosnia, capital city. There's an airport there. Taxi, Uber drives to the Bosnian pyramid. Takes about 45 minutes or so. And when they're there, not just to visit the pyramid, obviously, but also to go to the top of the pyramid to feel the vortex, feel the energy, and see these rivers or tunnels underneath the pyramid. But most importantly, to feel the wonderful hospitality by the beautiful, lovely, kind, compassionate Bosnian people. And also, hopefully, meet Dr. Semir Osmanagich.